Welcome to Turney Field in Sparks, Maryland. USA Fall Classic tonight. Perfect night for lacrosse. The U.S. national team taking on the defending national champion Maryland Terrapins. Scott Jackson and Matt DeSilva here with you, and we're going to hear from Alex Littlehales, our sideline reporter, here in a while. But Matt, what a great night for lacrosse it is out here.
Beautiful night in Sparks here at the U.S. Lacrosse headquarters, and you've got the defending NCAA champions going against the aspiring world champions. Normally in fall ball, you expect teams to kind of take it easy. Not tonight. They're coming at it full bore.
Yeah, and let's get to some of the keys for the defending national champion Maryland Terrapins tonight.
When you talk about Maryland coming off of an NCAA championship, their first in 42 years, they're looking to replace that leadership. Matt Rambo's not walking through that door. Tim Muller's not walking through that door. Isaiah Davis-Allen, these guys were not only tremendously talented All-Americans, these were the heart and soul of their team. When you look at all three of those keys, they're looking for someone to step up and fill the void.
Well, certainly among the players that will be stepping up to fill that void is going to be Connor Kelly, who was a tremendous player for this national championship team.
And a twofold bit of motivation for Connor tonight. He's also a member of the U.S. training team, so trying to maybe impress the coaches on the opposite side as he vies for that 2018 team.
Well, and another player we'll be keeping our eyes on closely tonight for Maryland is Tim Rotance.
And when you talk about someone who can step up and be the leader of these Terps, I'm looking at Tim Rotan, someone who has a ton of experience, scored 3 goals in the NCAA championship game last year, has been through a ton during his career, including missing a season due to vertigo. He can be that locker room presence.
All right, Matt, as we look at the team that Team USA puts out there, John Danowski, what is he looking for his keys tonight?
He's got the best players on the planet at his disposal. He's not necessarily looking for one or another to step up and shine. He wants them to play a team brand of offense. They were in a walkthrough this morning, and assistant coach Tony Resch said that offense looked faceless, which means these guys were getting those hockey assists, moving the ball around, not necessarily trying to do it all on their own. Same thing goes on defense. Second slides, that's not something they really preach at the professional level. And then the presence in goal. Who is going to get the defense to rally around him? Who's going to earn the respect of his peers? We'll see some of that tonight.
Well, one of the talented players, and there's many of them on this Team USA team, of course, is Tom Schreiber, who we're going to see a lot of tonight.
He's the hottest player on the planet right now. Just won his second MLL MVP award. Coming off his first indoor season with the Toronto Rock, was the NLL Rookie of the Year. He's played a ton of lacrosse, so he did not necessarily suit up in that blue-white scrimmage in September that the U.S. played. This is his first action in the red, white, and blue. Well,
and defensively, we'll certainly be keeping our eyes on number 20, Joe Fletcher, tonight.
Yeah, Tucker Durkin unable to suit up for the U.S. defense, so I see Fletcher being that guy to step up and lead the U.S. defense. He has an MLL Defensive Player of the Year credit to his honor. Here's a guy who he's a vacuum back there, can really scoop up those loose balls. Not a flashy takeaway guy, but a really solid player.
A lot of talent on the field tonight between both of these teams, but let's step aside and hear a little bit more about what this national team experience means to the players.
It means everything. Every time I think about what it was like wearing USA and listen to the national anthem at those games, it's just takes my breath away a little bit.
There's no blueprint to this process, but I really enjoy just that, the process of playing with Team USA and creating a new team and playing with new coaches and competing for a gold medal. This opportunity ahead of us is the next chance, and hopefully you take lessons from 2010 and 2014 and make a good 2018.
Just the thought of having USA across your chest and representing your country, I think would be a dream come true.
Welcome you back into the booth. Scott Jackson, Matt DeSilva getting ready for Team USA and the Maryland Terrapins. And just a few moments ago, our third member of our crew, Alex Littlehales, had an opportunity to talk to Maryland head coach John Tillman.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Maryland head coach John Tillman. Coach, this is a far different team than the one people saw win the national championship a couple months ago. What's going to be different about this team? What are we going to expect to see here today?
It's still, we've been going about 3 weeks of practice, so we're still kind of figuring things out for ourselves. But certain things I think at Maryland you always try to do. You're always going to try to play hard, play smart, be relentless, give great effort. Try to move the ball, play up tempo when we can, but play smart when we need to. Play good defense, be tough off the ground, and just play as hard as we can.
There's a lot of Maryland alum on this USA team. Did you connect with them at all before the game? How good is it seeing your old players here today?
We're so proud of our alums. Certainly, any alum that comes out of the program, regardless of what they do, we're pulling for them, and they're always part of our family. But obviously for these guys in terms of lacrosse, for them to be on this roster says a lot about how much they've invested, how hard they've worked, and all the support they've gotten from their families and their coaches along the way, high school, youth, you name it. So these guys, we're super proud of them, and it's an honor to be here.
All right, thank you, Alex. And Alex also had a chance to talk to the head coach of the U.S. national team, John Janowski.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach of Team USA, Coach Danowski. Coach, playing a team like Maryland and being yourself a veteran team, does youth versus experience play a part in today's game?
I have no idea. This is the first time I've ever done this. And we've done this before in January where we've played Notre Dame and Denver. And, those programs weren't really prepared because they've only been out of practice for a week. The Terps have been out now for a couple weeks, and it should be our toughest test to date. We're not really concerned, though, so much about our opponent as we are about ourselves, and just trying to figure out if we have the right guys playing together. We're going to see another group tomorrow against Towson, and so are we meshing with the right guys, and are we teaching the correct things and putting guys in position to be successful?
Well, as we know, U.S. Lacrosse is growing by the day, getting bigger and bigger. And to hear more about that growth, let's take a look at this.
Why do we do what we do?
Well, we believe that participation in lacrosse positively influences lives.
We believe lacrosse should be open to all kids that want to play.
We believe in a future that offers everyone the opportunity to participate.
U.S. Lacrosse is a nonprofit organization that provides resources to fuel the sport's growth and development.
Support our efforts at uslacrosse.org.
U.S. men's national team trains and plays using the best-in-class products thanks to Nike for supplying Team USA's apparel and footwear for today's Fall Classic. To shop official Team USA apparel, visit shopusalacrosse.org. Nike, the official apparel and footwear supplier of Team USA. U.S. men's national team trains and plays using the best-in-class products thanks to Warrior and STX for supplying Team USA's equipment for today's Fall Classic. Warrior and STX are the official equipment suppliers of Team USA. Let's take a look at this, Matt DeSilva, because I think this is interesting. These are the international rules we'll be playing by tonight, obviously, to get Team USA ready for what they're about to get into this summer.
And as Coach Danowski pointed out, nobody plays these rules, in the U.S. at least, at the high school level, college level, or MLL. We're talking 20-minute running quarters. If it gets to overtime, they play it out with 2 4-minute periods. Face-offs are a little bit different in terms of the mechanics. The guys can kind of roll into their face-offs, have a lot more movement before it. You might see some gamesmanship there. The dive play, a lot of talk about that, maybe coming back to the college game, but attackers and midfielders leaving their feet around the crease as they try to score. No shot clock, that's a big one. No clearing counts. So it's a much slower-paced game, and part of the challenge of this U.S. team is finding a way to balance using their athleticism, but also understanding when to be disciplined with the ball so they're not turning it over and giving way to that helter-skelter approach.
And I know both coaches have told us this. They're going to try to help Team USA get ready, Maryland that is, by holding the ball and doing some things to get them prepared for what they may see in the summer.
Yeah, 2 very collegial coaches, and John Tillman from Maryland and John Danowski on the U.S. side. They want to prepare each other to be the best that they can be.
Tell you what, we're going to step aside as we get ready for the national anthem here. All right. Let's go hear from Alex Littlehales, our sideline reporter, who's got more on Connor Kelly.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Connor Kelly really has emerged as Maryland's best offensive weapon next year, but it wasn't always like that. As a freshman, he scored 5 goals and 3 assists, but he showed flashes of what made him the #1 recruit out of Connecticut. And as a sophomore, he had a breakout campaign, 31 goals, and last year led the team in scoring with 46. And that's on an attack that had Matt Rambo, this school's all-time leading scorer. So with the entire starting attack graduating, Matt Rambo, Colin Heacock, Dylan Maltz, it really will be the Connor Kelly show next year at Maryland, and he should have a great senior campaign. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. And Connor Kelly is obviously somebody who was very good for Maryland last year, and I imagine he'll be asked to do even more this year, Matt.
Yeah, really coming off of a breakthrough season. Obviously has national acclaim now.
Yep.
You wonder what he takes from this national team experience, brings it back to the Terps. One of the things with him, scored 46 goals last year, the most by a midfielder in Maryland history. Shot 42%. That's unheard of someone who's taking as many shots as he does.
That is impressive. Impressive player. And talking to Coach Tillman about him, he's excited about Connor Kelly, and also to see who some of the other players are that didn't get the opportunities last year to develop. And that'll be interesting tonight. We should point out too, with this situation being an exhibition, obviously it's going to be very fluid with the players, the personnel tonight. It's going to be in and out, especially with Team USA. We really don't know what to expect, so we're really not breaking down the lineups here because we don't really know until they line up out here who's actually there.
Certainly both coaches kind of taking the long view here, trying to prepare for 2018, not necessarily to win in October of 2017.
Yeah, and, the Terps, it'll be interesting because they're going to be the marked team, obviously, not only nationally but in the Big Ten, of course. They were the Big Ten champions. They hit all their goals last year as a team, not only winning the conference but obviously winning the national title. Let's go back down to the field, and Alex is standing by.
Thanks, guys. Team USA's roster pretty big already, but some notable injuries from tonight's lineup. Tucker Durkin, the defender out of Johns Hopkins, will not be in the lineup, instead replaced by Liam Burns. Brendan Fowler and Joe Nardella also scratched from this match as well. And for Maryland, Wes Janik will be out, the pound for pound, what the team calls strongest player for the Terps. And he's a very versatile wing player for the Terps. So look for that to maybe affect both teams' chemistry here in Sparks. Back to you guys.
All right, we're underway here. Thank you, Alex. And Maryland will have possession first.
One of the interesting changes you see already from Maryland with Jared Bernhardt playing attack. Spent most of last year, his freshman season, on midfield, but shows you how much trust they have in him to take the next step as a sophomore.
Yeah, Coach Tillman said we could see him moving around from attack to midi quite a bit tonight, so we'll keep our eyes on that as the Terps try to get the first scoring chance here. Good defense by Team USA.
And U.S. showing that respect by putting Fletcher on Bernhardt.
There's the aforementioned Connor Kelly. Looking for some space. Turns it over. Team USA trying to get into the offensive zone.
There's Joel White, so slick with that stick.
Yeah,
a threat on offense as well.
Team USA getting set now on the offensive end. And again, things can be a little bit more deliberate in international play, but we aren't really seeing that here as we get an early shot. Ground ball picked up on settled by Team USA. Steve DiNapoli. So they work it around behind the goal. Ned Crotty out there on the wing.
Crotty's someone they like as someone who can be kind of a swing player, can play attack, can play midfield.
Paul Rabel from the point. Takes a shot and saved early. Oh, the rebound just missed. That was Rob Pennell who had a chance with a rebound from point-blank range. Couldn't find it. Crotty works it back out. Team USA will set up again on offense. It's Tom Schreiber, number 5, out there. Behind the goal, that's Ned Crotty once again. Trying to find some room.
You've seen a lot of motion out of the U.S. offense. They like to mix it up. Can they dodge from the wings? Do they dodge from behind and up top? They play the matchups that way. Here, Danowski's got the short stick.
Danowski looking for space. Crosses it to nobody. And Terps will get possession. Take a look at that last shot here. And it was right there at the doorstep. It looked like it went behind the back over the shoulder with it and just missed a little high.
Pinnell, ever the opportunist. Used to playing with Rabel as well. They're teammates with the New York Lizards.
See how quickly these teams decide to keep the personnel groupings out. Then that'll be interesting, too, to see if they are going to ride the lines or shorter shifts, or if we're going to get guys out there for a little bit longer. I know that Coach Tillman, for his part, would like to see his veteran players play a little bit more. He's going to give them the first crack, not to say that he wasn't going to play the young players.
Yeah, it's a pretty daunting task to send a freshman out against the U.S. national team, I would say.
No question. And here's the Terps on offense. That was Jared Bernhardt, of course, playing against his brothers tonight. Schollenberger roughed up there. Maryland fans were looking for a whistle. DeMeo behind the goal. Terps trying to get some activity in front of that crease. Shot off the post, and Team USA is going to keep possession there. The shot looked like it hit the post by Schollenberger, Steven Schollenberger.
Good backup there by the U.S. Schollenberger coming from Max. Indeed, he does hit the pipe. I'd like to see him take another step or two, get a little bit of a better of an angle. Good job by Galloway to beat it to the end line.
Yeah, Galloway didn't give him any space there to find any. Didn't give him the post.
You think the U.S. is looking for a little bit more of a sustained possession this time around. Pretty unimpressive first possession ending in a turnover.
Here's Rabel. Looks. Shot, Team USA, goal. John Haas with the first goal of the night. Team USA takes the early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and you see, you'll see on this play, Rabel rightfully drawing a ton of attention. And he's able to give it up to Haas. Wins his one-on-one matchup with the short stick. Sets his feet going away from the goal.
It's a difficult shot, isn't it?
Really high degree of difficulty. Stick side high. You'd like to see Morris come up with that save. Nonetheless, USA on the board.
John Haas with the first goal of the night for Team USA. Had plenty of scoring chances here in the early going. So much for the more deliberate fashion of international lacrosse.
Pretty big crowd here at U.S. Lacrosse. You want to give the people what they want to some degree. So you'll see them kind of mixing and matching their approaches.
Team USA with possession once again. Seen some fresh middies come in for Team USA. Drew Snyder with the ball now attacking. Trying to probe the defense.
See Adam DeMillo out there playing short stick D midi. He was a revelation in the championship game with 2 goals.
Good ball movement by Team USA, but good defense there by Maryland. Dan Morris with the big save there. Now the Terps clearing at it, trying to get the clear.
Terps did lose Tim Muller on defense, but they do bring back Bryce Young, an honorable mention All-American. He can be someone who can really anchor the defense. Curtis Corley back there as well. So, you know, they're not fish out of water back there.
Yep. The Terps can get an equalizer here as they have possession.
See even more people filling in here at U.S. Lacrosse. Taking seats on the promenade across the way. Very Klockner Stadium-esque.
Yeah, it's a great night for it, too. Get out here and enjoy some of the best lacrosse talent in the world. And Maryland trying to get the equalizer here with a chance and a shot and a save. Big save from Team USA. Jared Bernhardt was denied.
Bernhardt always a threat to go to goal.
John Galloway with a big save there. Now Team USA on the counterattack. Fans didn't like that, but no whistle. And the loose ball taken by Team USA, and Matt Danowski controlled it. Team USA trying to get organized on offense here.
And you'd expect this, a little bit of a herky-jerky start for both teams. U.S. in particular has not faced an organized opponent. You know, it's different to play an intra-squad scrimmage versus a team that has a scheme that they're used to and can apply in this situation.
Yeah, and Maryland, I believe, what are they, 3 weeks into their offseason at this point? Maybe a little bit more, so it's still early for them as well. Team USA with a chance. Yeah, we're going to get a penalty. And there's a big hit there. Team USA keeps possession. There's Rabel. Dumps it off. That's Hawes again, who has the one equalizer this game so far. One goal so far, Rabel. Maryland quickly to get a stick out on him.
See Team USA trying to settle down now, get their spacing right.
Yeah,
reading each other's body language. That's a big thing that the coaches have harped on.
Yeah, Coach Janowski talked a lot about that motion offense and, you know, reading and spacing. And a big shot there right in front of the crease. Rob Pennell with a goal as Team USA jumps off to a 2-0 lead. Nifty move by Pennell.
Team USA goal scored by number 7, Rob Pennell, unassisted.
He's so good protecting his stick that he can dodge through these slides and these doubles and triple teams. Awareness of the crease, brings the stick across his body, and then shoots in the direction from whence he came. You get the goalie moving across the crease, and then you dump it back. He makes his living that way.
That was a very, very impressive move he made there. And as you said, to keep possession the entire time was probably the most impressive part. Trevor Baptiste wins the faceoff for Team USA in possession. Team USA again on the attack. Now they're going to.
Baptiste, one of just 3 current collegians on this U.S. team.
It's a pretty high honor.
And he's, you know, if you're looking at someone who can really make it to that final 23 out of that group of current collegians, he's someone who's really made a name for himself facing off.
Here's Rabel, dumps it back off, and a left-handed shot in goal from Joe Walters. The assist from Rabel. Walters, one-timer there.
Team USA goal scored by number 11, Joe Walters, assisted by number 3, Paul Rabel.
And this is really when Rabel is at his best, drawing the attention of the defense. You see all those heads turn toward him. Walters steps up into the slot and buries it.
That was a
timeout, Maryland.
Again, another shot too, as you saw from Walters. You know, is going the other way with his feet and still be able to get that cross body. That was impressive.
Yeah, these U.S. players, they can shoot on the run with time and room, both hands from any angle.
Well, Maryland, of course, as we got the timeout here, the national champions in college lacrosse, and it was a long time coming, as we know. they had to wait it out, as you know, the disappointment of losing to Carolina and then to come back last year and beat Ohio State was a big moment for the Terps program.
And they're really trying to tread that line right now of continuing to celebrate what was a remarkable accomplishment. The first NCAA championship in 42 years. They had been so close so many times. There's a lot of joy right now in College Park, and for rightful reasons. But at the same time, trying to turn the page to 2018, and what Coach Tillman says is they want a little bit more of the windshield mentality, looking forward rather than looking back. And today is a good opportunity to do so.
Well, they were at Camden Yards with the Orioles game, right? They were honored there. They were honored, obviously, with their own football, at their own football game this year in the fall. So you kind of got to get past that and everybody telling you that you're great, and then, get to work. And there's obviously a lot of guys on this team that weren't even part of this as well. And as you mentioned earlier, guys like Rambo that are gone. Let's go down to Alex Littlehales, who knows a little bit about this championship as he was covering it at the University of Maryland. Alex?
Thanks, guys. I actually got a chance to cover the men's team at Gillette Stadium last year when they went on their championship run. And after they won the national championship, John Tillman told a crazy story. He said midway through the season, senior midfielder Nick Manis started bringing a huge studio monitor speaker onto all the buses, onto all the airplanes, and they would just crank that music up. I mean, at first, John Tillman said they played really awful rap music. Like, he didn't understand a word of it. But as the season progressed, their song became Dire Straits' Money for Nothing. I mean, if that's not a random song to have as your go-to song for a championship run, I don't know what is. It must have worked. And the funny thing is, on their championship ring inscriptions, the speaker made a little appearance. So, speaker doing as much work as the players out there. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Alex. And Maryland, after the timeout, we'll see if they come out here, Matt, and kind of get settled down and maybe get that first goal.
Certainly that Terps team of 2017, a lot of strong and interesting personalities from that group.
Well, the violation on Maryland, Team USA with possession once again. That's, I assure you, not what Coach Tillman talked about in the huddle coming out of the timeout.
And Maryland was only 50% on faceoffs last year. They want to improve there. John Garino got hot in the tournament, really kind of bailed them out. That incredible run that he went through against T.D. Ireland and Trevor Baptiste and Jake Withers. He's gone, so Henningsen or Bonaparte, one of those guys has to step up.
It's Ned Crotty out there on the wing looking to get something going. Great ball movement by Team USA. Big save there. Well done, Dan Morris.
And that was Schreiber on the shot. Showing a little off-ball movement. And Morris, I mean, talk about just a consistency that Maryland has between the pipes. Morris taking over for Bernlohr, who took over for Amato, who took over for Brian Phipps, who's on this U.S. team. Really, they've enjoyed some good stability at that position, at the most important position in the game.
Yeah, 16-3 season for Morris last year as the goaltender, and had 200 saves on the season. So really big year for him, and that's got to. I mean, as you get some of these newer players incorporated, it's got to make you feel good if you're Coach Tillman. You got your mainstay between the pipes.
I mean, Maryland has kind of a system defense, and you can kind of plug and play with some of the parts. But the key to it is having a goalie back there that you can trust to make the saves that he needs to. And Morris does that and more. Yeah,
and they got Bryce Young, who's a senior, and Curtis Corley, who's a junior. So they do have some experience back there, which is helpful. And Wilding played a little bit as well, and he's a sophomore, so that helps. See what Maryland can get some offense going, and that's Connor Kelly, number 1 out there, flashing a minute ago before giving it up. Tim Ratance now, probing. Team USA doing a good job picking up these Maryland attackmen, trying to probe into the defense.
It'll be interesting to see where Kelly lands come springtime, midfield, attack, a little bit of both.
Terps missing a shot there, and once again controlled by the goalie, John Galloway.
Because Maryland lost so much on attack, its entire starting attack, in fact, and they have their depth at midfield, you might expect Kelly to play a little bit more. We mentioned that he's a high-percentage shooter who can do some damage down low.
Yeah, I mean, you lose Rambo, just that alone would be bad enough. But they lost a lot more than that. Obviously, Maltz, who was big for them too, is gone. I mean, they've had a lot of talent. There's Rabel with a one-timer goal. There is Paul Rabel. 4-0 Team USA. Well, that's what he's known for.
Team USA goal scored by number 3, Paul Rabel.
Almost looked like he took a little something off of that. Kind of a change-up.
I think you're right.
You see him step into the place, and it's more about placement than velocity on that particular shot. He's got the screen in front. He dumps it down to that lower third of the cage.
For Team USA, Tom Kelly.
And puts it in.
Very well done by Paul Rabel. Tom Kelly for Team USA to take the face-off. Boy, that's Bonaparte this time taking it for Maryland. And another violation on the Terps.
Face-off violation, Maryland.
These international rules tricky on both sides. Trying to find a way that they can take advantage of the movement without moving their hands, which are supposed to be set and in place.
It's got to be tough for a college player to, you don't get any real experience with it. It probably threw it into practice this week maybe, and then you got to come out here and do it in real time. It can't be easy.
And on the U.S. side, they've got, fortunately, Greg Gorenland, who played on that 2014 team. So he has some experience facing off internationally. He's kind of been the leader of the group.
Danowski behind the goal looking for somebody to dump it off to. He does. There's Walters, and now shot a little wide there by John Hawes. Team USA will keep possession. Danowski.
The U.S. can do a little bit of this, too, a little two-man game behind.
Nice defense by the Terps to break up the pass there and control. See if they can now get some offense organized here. It's been tough to come by for Maryland so far. Trailing in this game 4-0. 4:24 to go in the first quarter. Team USA really contesting defensively. They're not letting Maryland get anything easy.
Yeah, they're able to extend as needed. Some very athletic short stick defensive midfielders who have no problem owning their matchups, especially in this encounter.
Schallenberger looking for some space. Thought about shooting. Looking for some help. Finds it.
You just saw Jake Bernhardt, one of those short stick team middies, as he picks up
Nice
the slide.
Dish. Shot by the Terps, and that looked like it was in. Yes, goal. Connor Kelly. Number 1. One of the players we featured here. Of course, last year's leading scorer for the Terps. Gets them on the board.
We mentioned how the U.S. was winning those one-on-one matchups. This is one of the few occasions where Maryland got the U.S. defense sliding. Connor Kelly has all day up there at the top of the arc.
Yeah, we're just talking about how they were contesting and extending the defense, and then they gave Connor Kelly a little bit too much space, and he made him pay. Terps needed that. Team USA, though, wins another faceoff. Tom Kelly is really the dominant in the early going here. Team USA on the attack again. Tom Schreiber working it around. Joe Walters.
You can see Schreiber, he's trying to find his place in this offense.
Oh, Walters with a nifty move and switches hands, shot off the post. Rebound, though, Team USA. Another chance for Team USA, and they make good on it. Rob Pennell, his second goal of the night. So much talent on Team USA, Matt. You think you have this play stopped.
And that's probably the best the U.S. offense has looked so far. Slick move by Walters, rings off the pipe, and check out the redirect by Schreiber off that rebound. I mean, that ball was not in Schreiber's second for but half a second. Moves it right to Pennell. Pennell sticks it. Bing, bang, boom, tic-tac-toe. 5-1.
Really pretty tic-tac-toe work there by Team USA to extend that lead to 5-1. And another face-off win for Team USA and another opportunity potentially.
There was Baptiste with the win there. Quite a luxury to have to roll through Trevor Baptiste and Tom Kelly and Greg Gorenlian. And
yeah, all three of them have shown to be very good in the circle tonight. About a minute left here in the first quarter now. We're at the 1 minute mark. See if Team USA is looking for more here, and a strong start for them here in the first quarter of play. Of course, tomorrow, part of this USA Fall Classic, they will play Towson here in another exhibition. But that will be the white team of Team USA. This is the blue team, so to speak, tonight.
also a 9/11 memorial game tomorrow between first responders from New York and Virginia. Should be a really special occasion here.
Yeah, such a tremendous facility. It's a facility you know very well, Matt, because you come here every day.
Yes.
With your job, so.
Yes, blessed to work at U.S. Lacrosse and for the generosity of the donors who really made this, the private donations that made this facility happen, not only as a training facility for our national teams, but for all of our programs, able to deploy them here.
Haas with a shot just a little wide, and Maryland was a good hustle there. Keeps the possession. or gets the possession, I should say. So the Terps trying to get something going here. It's going to be it for the first quarter play, and it's Team USA 5, Maryland 1. We'll be back here at Turney Field with more lacrosse action.
Why do we do what we do?
Well, we believe that participation in lacrosse positively influences lives.
We believe lacrosse should be open to all kids that want to play.
We believe in a future that offers everyone the opportunity to participate.
US Lacrosse is a nonprofit organization that provides resources to fuel the sport's growth and development.
Support our efforts at uslacrosse.org.
The U.S. men's national team trains and plays using the best-in-class products. Thanks to Cascade for supplying Team USA's helmet for today's Fall Classic. To shop Cascade products, visit CascadeLacrosse.com. Cascade, the official helmet supplier of Team USA. Nationwide is the official insurance provider of Team USA. For more information and to shop insurance products that make sense for you, visit Nationwide.com. SweatX is the official laundry detergent and odor spray of Team USA. For more information and to shop SweatX products, visit SweatXsport.com. Scott Jackson and Matt DeSilva, as we get ready here for the start of the second quarter, let's look at what happened in the first quarter, because there were some really good things, obviously, that we saw out here, especially from Team USA. But Maryland did have some chances, Matt.
Yeah, both teams kind of taking their shots early, trying to find their stride. Offensively, the U.S. got it going, though, and it was John Haas here with a nice step back. And what we're seeing out of Maryland, we're seeing a lot of Jared Bernhardt and Connor Kelly. Not surprising. They might develop a little bit of a north-south dynamic there with Connor out of the midfield and Bernhardt at attack. And here's Pinnell, just, again, tremendous protection of this stick, is able to toe the line across the crease and finish.
There was the play you were talking about earlier. Rabel drew two defenders and the attention of a third to set up a goal. And then there's Rabel's goal. You think it was an off-speed shot?
A little bit. It was a little bit more about placement than velocity. Nice overhand shot from him and finish. And this was the play of the first quarter so far. Walters off the pipe. Schreiber reins it in, moves it to Pinnell, and Pinnell with the finish.
Yeah, that was pretty. And Team USA winning at 5-1. Let's go check on the field with Alex Littlehales. Alex?
Thanks, guys. I talked to Coach Janowski this morning about how the offense is gelling, and he said that he asked Coach Tony Resch this morning that very same question. And Coach Tony Resch's response, one word: faceless. Said not one guy could distinguish themselves from the other, but that's exactly what they want. They want guys to be gelling to the point where their chemistry is just on point. That was their plan from the start. Having guys developing trust, having guys developing chemistry, and that is crucial heading into next July when they'll be in the World Championships for lacrosse. So, USA is up 5-1 right now, and everything's looking good for the Team USA. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Alex. And Team USA on the attack again. Oh, into the crease. And that'll be a violation, so Maryland will get the ball. Hopefully Morris is okay. He looked like he got pushed into the pipes there a little bit.
And that's kind of the concern with the dive, quote unquote, is goalie safety.
Let's watch this again. And that was Jordan Wolf diving right into him. Wow. I mean, Morse is fortunate. His knee took the brunt of that hit.
That's the prototypical play that has officials of the game concerned about perhaps bringing it back.
And turnover by the Terps in their own territory. Ned Crotty throws it into Jordan Wolf. And now Team USA again on offense. It seems like we've been saying that a lot tonight because we have.
Back to Alex's report, that whole faceless comment, that's a high compliment coming from Tony Resch, who was on the U.S. staff the last time Team USA won the gold medal in 2010. Has a ton of experience coaching the pros.
Rabel dishes it off. Oh, nice tic-tac-toe pass in Team USA and goal. This time it is Jordan Wolf who was been quite active here in the start of the second quarter, and he gets the goal there. And Maryland's having a little bit of a.
When this U.S. team played back in September, one of the things they did was they got a lot of these dunk-type plays, moving the ball inside and being able to finish one-on-one. And you see there it's Wolf. Before the slide can even get there, the ball's out of his stick.
Had to get a job keeping his feet out of the crease, obviously, and as you said, the little dunk shot. But they just do a good job passing in short spaces. The spacing is, of course, is what is opening a lot of this up for them.
And again, that started with Rabel. He had the hockey assist, quote unquote, on that play.
Terps, you can hear the Maryland faithful happy with that. Maryland trying to get something organized here. Terps trying to settle it down a little bit. Get a good possession. It's DeMayo up there, and of course Connor Kelly, who's got the lone goal tonight for the Terps, leading goal scorer from a year ago. Tim Ratance also out there right now with the ball.
Nice pick there on the defensive end by Matt Neufeld to intercept that ball. He's one of the best long poles in the college game today. He showed you why there. Product of the Culver Academy out in Indiana.
Bubba Fairman looking for help.
This is a guy that has Maryland really excited, one of the top recruits in his class. Drew a lot of national acclaim over the summer for some of the staged goal celebrations during the Under Armour All-American game. Shows you can have some fun too, and showing that there's some real talent coming out of Utah.
Fairman getting a lot of attention. Nice pass and goal. So he dumps it off to Jared Bernhardt. So the Terps get on the board for the first time in the second quarter. Trail now 6-2.
Maryland goal scored by number 10, Jared Bernhardt, assisted by number 2, Bubba Fairman.
Well, Bubba Fairman made that happen.
Yeah, we mentioned you don't want to throw freshmen to the fire in this game, but this is no ordinary freshman. Look at him just kind of cradling one-handed. He's got the stick in his left hand. He draws kind of a half slide, and it's Bernhardt filling in the backside.
It's a
nice
good
play.
Really good look from the freshman, and as you said before, highly thought of, and you see why. I mean, very talented. There we're showing off his playmaking skills. Terps have had problems, obviously, with these face-offs, these international rules. See Tom Kelly, once again, clean possession for Team USA, going up against Bonaparte there.
And there you saw another nuance of the international face-off rules. They can keep the ball in the back of their stick for as long as they want to after winning the face-off, and that was outlawed at the collegiate level and pro level in the U.S. just a couple of years ago.
So Team USA, once again on the offensive end, and that's Tom Schreiber you're seeing there.
And that's really why there's this disparity between the college and pro game and what happens internationally is there's been so many rules changes to.
Shot high there from Joe Walters, but Team USA will keep possession.
So many rules changes at this level to inject tempo into the game, to make things fairer. Every couple of years things are changing, not at the international level.
Boy, great effort from the Terps defense back here. They've been under siege most of the night, but nice clear there by the Maryland defense.
Bryce Young swooping in for the ground ball.
That was a big win there for Maryland on that ground ball. See if the Terps now can get settled offensively and kind of peck into this lead a little bit. Still seeing Connor Kelly out there and Bernhardt. Also DeMayo out there, number 16 with him. Ratance looking for some space. Denied by some stout Team USA defense. Bernhardt. He's going to try to probe now too. Yeah, well, we're going to get our first advantage of the night here. Man advantage. Team USA is going to go down.
Good defense to start, then Bernhardt loses his ground. You see Burns come over. hacking him while he's on the ground, and that's when they're going to throw the flag.
Looked like he might have taken a shot at a helmet before that even, but on the way down, got another one, and that was enough for the flag. So let's see what the Terps can do with the advantage here. Nice passing from Maryland with a goal from Louis Dubik to make it a 6-3 ball game.
Dubik has been an extra man specialist for the last 2 seasons, so he's comfortable in this position, and his job is simply to find space in the middle of that zone man-down defense, and he does so. Finishes it quite well.
Sure did. He just first shot of the night for Louis Dubik, as you said. That's his specialty, playing on the advantage, and makes them pay there. So we'll see if Maryland can get something going in the face-off circle. Austin Henningsen.
Most man-down defenses, they like to run that box and one, and it's all about finding the opportune time to slip in unnoticed.
Terps win a face-off. Henningsen adapting to the international rules. So Maryland now just down 6-3 after that last goal.
Henningsen does have some experience playing internationally. He played for the U.S. U19 team in 2016, so not surprising that he's acclimated quite well.
That was a big win there. You can see the Terps sideline really get excited about the fact that they back up the goal with the face-off win.
Yeah, they've really acquitted themselves quite well here through the first 30 minutes of this game, trailing only by 3.
Yeah, they kind of calmed the storm a little bit after falling down there.
This is a second midfield line out for the Terps. Same line from last year. Wilson, DeMillo, and Mincer.
That's DeMillo, 23. Oh. Team USA winning the grounder there. Trying to get some transition offense going. Earnhardt just was able to keep possession and get it to his attackman as now Team USA is going to bring out some new middies.
Bernhardt, a very popular name here today.
You just say Bernhardt and there's a really good chance you're going to be right without even looking at the player.
Question is, will we see a Bernhardt on Bernhardt matchup at any point tonight?
We're hoping so. We're definitely hoping so.
Getting guarded by one of his brothers, perhaps. Just an incredible family with tremendous athletic pedigree.
Rabel once again trying to be a playmaker. Team USA showing some good patience here. Maryland going to get possession after interference called Team USA. Terps now trying to get on the offensive side of the field. DeMillo does a great job to keep possession of that and draw a flag at the same time. Connor Kelly looking to probe.
That's Holman going to the box.
Let's see the flag here. Here's
Holman on the ride, crossing midfield.
Yeah, clear.
Just a little bit overzealous in his approach.
Team USA pushing.
There's definitely a push in the back.
30-second
Right in front of the ref's always the worst place to do it, too. Might be able to get away with that somewhere else, but we're going to get a Team USA timeout here. We're at 8:58 here in the second quarter of play with Team USA on top of Maryland by the score of 6-3 right now.
The Lacrosse Fan Fest is returning to Baltimore on Saturday, January 20th from 11 until 5. Downtown at the convention center.
MedStar is the official sports medicine partner of Team USA. For information, visit medStarSportsMedicine.org. Also, Greenfields is the official turf provider of MX Trimson Wave and Turf at Turney Field. For more information, visit greensfieldusa.com. Greensfield, the official turf provider of Team USA. U.S. men's national team trains and plays using the best-in-class products thanks to Sisu Guard for supplying Team USA mouth guards for today's Fall Classic. To shop Sisu products, visit SisuGuard.com. Sisu Guard, the official mouth guard of Team USA. Entertaining game so far here, Matt. A lot of action on both ends, both teams. And Maryland, after falling down a little bit, seems to have settled in nicely here in the second quarter and kind of found their rhythm a little bit better.
Yeah, the Terps are definitely showing some fight. Like, hey, we're the NCAA champions
That's right.
here. We got a little pride too, coming back to draw within 3, and some uncharacteristic sloppiness by the U.S. picking up these penalties. I think if I'm Coach Janowski in that huddle, I'm saying you guys are trying to do too much. You're trying to. We know that you guys want this. We know you want to make this team. You don't have to go hack on the guy who's on the ground drawing needless penalties.
All right, here's the Maryland goals. Here's the first one from Connor Kelly.
Yeah, and Kelly got it going with that time and room shot.
And this is just a great play by Fairman. Just a great look.
Yeah, and Maryland's got to like seeing that out of their freshmen. Again, they got a lot to replace, and if you're looking at one impact freshman, it's Bubba Fairman.
There's Bernhardt with the goal there, and here's the other Maryland goal. We talked about Lewis Dubik, the extra man specialist, and he scored there. Now Maryland with an opportunity with an extra man once again. Maybe they'll find Dubik again. He's out there. Once again, moving in front of the net. It's finding space. Oh. Maryland able to keep possession. Nope, went over. Oh, one of their long sticks went over, so it'll be offside Maryland. Team USA.
One of the things you hear about the turf at this facility is that it kind of plays like grass, and what that means is some of those ground balls,
they're a little slower.
Yeah, it's a little trickier for some of these guys, and
it does look thicker from up here, and I'm glad you said that because I was wondering that because I've seen a lot of games on field turf and lacrosse where the ball really goes, and then when the teams play on grass, it's like a whole different game.
It doesn't have quite the same role as you would expect out of a turf surface.
It definitely looks plusher.
Keeps a lot of balls in play as well.
Let's go down to Alex Littlehales, our sideline reporter. Alex?
Thanks, guys. And yeah, it really has been a long time coming for Maryland men's lacrosse. 42 years, that's right. 42 years is the last time Maryland men's lacrosse won the national championship. That's all the way back in 1975. So just for some perspective of how long ago that was, let me give you a snapshot of when the Terps last won the championship. Gas prices were a whopping 57 cents. President at the time, Jimmy Carter. Movie, most popular movie in America, Jaws. The internet wasn't even created for another 8 years. Miracle on Ice wouldn't happen for another 5. So needless to say, after 9 consecutive championship appearances without a win, the Terps finally hoisted the hardware. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Alex. And Maryland, after a big save at the other end by Dan Morris, back on offense. You can really hear the wind out here and see it if you look at the flags in our shots. And it's made it very, very comfortable night. I don't know if it's had any impact on the field. It doesn't appear to have, but I think it's just more for the people that are viewing the game.
Yeah, kind of an open-air vibe here. Beautiful night.
Kelly probing. Thinks better of it, pulls out. Shot like it went off the post. Terps will keep possession.
Looks like Galloway took that off his instep. Good job kind of navigating the traffic there to range to his left side.
Yeah, you're right. Wow, good save. Nice kick save.
When you look at the two goalies on this particular end of the U.S. roster, where you're looking at Galloway and Jack Kelly, who we might see some from this blue team, you're two different styles. Galloway can be kind of streaky, but in a good way. Kelly, some of the more of that consistent style in the goal.
Bernhardt looking.
Galloway's looked sharp tonight so far.
Beautiful tic-tac-toe from Maryland. to make it a 6-4 game. The Terps have found life here in the second quarter. Get another look at it.
A little too much ball watching there from the U.S. defense. And there he is, Dubik, stepping up. Might not be just an extra man specialist. Could be someone who sees a little bit more time on the first line attack this year.
Yeah, as he's Dubik did a nice job finding Rotans out there, and Rotans made him pay. And a 6-4 game now. Suddenly, things look a little different. And Maryland now gets the possession. Team USA get a little sloppy on offense. It's got to be a great experience for these players, you know, in the fall. Probably sick of playing against your own guys, and to come out here and play the best team in the world.
Yeah, no question. And you mentioned that Maryland's only been at it for about 2 or 3 weeks now, so they're just kind of keeping it simple. They're not trying to scheme up too much.
And then the early part, as you know, with these things, it's just stick work. It's not really anything else, no any real installs or anything at that point. So they're just, really getting into the swing of things in their off season.
Yeah, we'll see Towson tomorrow. They've done almost exclusively skill work up until this week.
Yeah, I think Coach Tillman told us it's the middle of week 3 and just 10 practices so far for the Terps. But Maryland find themselves a rhythm here in the second quarter. Responded nicely. It's Ethan Mintzner's 47. Oh, turnover from the Terps. Team USA in transition.
That's a nice strip back there by Hartzell, the veteran long ball for the U.S. out of Salisbury. The only Division III player in this U.S.
And
outfit.
as you know, it's a heck of a Division III program.
True.
It is consistently. Paul Rabel, some head fakes. Yeah, Team USA. Shot, miss, little just off there. That was Joe Walters who just missed near side. Now Maryland on the move again. Errant pass is going to be picked up by Team USA on the loose ball. Grounder picked up by Joel White.
And again, that's a nice convenience to have. Hartzell comes off, gets a breather. In comes Joel White to the rescue.
Yeah, a lot of talent. It's going to be not going to be an easy roster, I would imagine, to pare down to before you leave next summer for Israel.
No, and the question is, do you take the versatility or do you take some of these so-called specialists?
Yeah, it was one of the things we were talking to Coach Danowski about. There's a lot of different theories there on how you could do it, and whether how many goalies do you need. And big goal there from Jordan Wolf for Team USA. Get a little more breathing room. Makes it a 7-4 game.
Scoring his second goal of the game and second in a row for Team USA, number 4, Jordan Wolf.
A couple former Blue Devils hooking up there. Danowski kind of just waiting for that slide to come, and it's Wolf filling in the space. And that's an encouraging sign. Wolf playing without the ball. He's known as an initiator, but shows you there he can finish off ball as well.
Yeah, real nice job with just the movement in general from Team USA tonight on offense. This is something they discussed a lot about spacing and movement, and they've hit a lot of that tonight.
Still more than 16 minutes between goals for the U.S. Previous goal at the 18-14 mark made it 6-1.
Maryland controlling out of the faceoff. I think the Terps are going to call timeout here with 53 seconds left and probably try to get organized, maybe figure out a way to get the last shot of this quarter, or maybe the last goal, more importantly, of this quarter, this half.
Yeah, we had mentioned that there was going to be, the Terps were going to try to use some tactics that Team USA might see next summer, like at the end of quarters, trying to hold on to the ball and maybe make the U.S. chase them. But in this case, they probably want to put one in the net.
Speaking of Maryland, Jared Bernhardt, we've seen him tonight, scored a goal, number 10, sophomore, tremendous player. His dad played lacrosse at Hofstra. His brother, Jake and Jesse, of course, are playing on the national team as well. So it is really a family affair out here for the Bernhardts.
Yeah, and all three with a football background as well. We're outstanding football players in Florida. Jim Bernhardt, their father, obviously works for the Texans. You talk to Coach Tillman about this family, and he feels lucky that he inherited a lot of it from Coach Cottle, his predecessor at Maryland.
And Jesse, of course, is really doing, he's like the spy tonight because he's on Team USA, but he's also the director, the defensive coordinator, I should say, for Maryland normally. So he's got all the info, and he's playing against his brother and his own team. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just it's a sports family, right? And coaching is in their blood as well.
Yeah, their father, as you mentioned, with the Houston Texans in the front office and football research department, I believe. So a lot of sporting events, I'm sure, throughout their lives that they went to and continue to, and it's a great sports family.
And Jared might be the best of the bunch. We'll see.
Yeah.
He was an honorable mention All-American as a freshman, and you saw the Terps put the ball in his stick in some really crucial spots. First career goal came with 0.1 seconds left in the first half against Navy in that Maryland-Navy game last year, and of course he was almost headed to Navy to play football. So that just shows you what the kind of athlete he is.
Yeah, he was originally a football commit to Navy, and then decided to go to College Park and play lacrosse instead. So I know Coach Tillman's thankful he made that decision, and it's been rewarded so far with the way he's played. And again, just a sophomore, so it's exciting for Maryland fans to see Jared Bernhardt for several more seasons. And now Maryland out of the timeout, see if they can get organized, and maybe they will hold a little bit, spread out Team USA to give them that look that they had talked about that they will probably see in the tournaments this summer.
And they've got all their top guns out there. You see Kelly, Bernhardt, Fairman.
Really good ball movement from Maryland. Tance going to run it out of time here. The Terps are not going to be able to get a shot off as Team USA clears it out, and that'll do it for the first half. Team USA.
At the half, Team USA 7, University of Maryland 4.
Leads Maryland 7-4. We'll keep it right here. Good first half, Matt. Really good first half.
Yeah, certainly everything you would expect from Maryland to really give the U.S. all it could handle. Nice job by the U.S. kind of regrouping there at the end, especially on offense. They got a little sloppy there with penalties midway through the second quarter, but were able to recover.
I think both coaches are probably happy with what they're seeing, but let's go down to the field right now, and Alex is standing by with one of those coaches, Coach Team USA, Coach.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach of Team USA, Coach Danowski. Coach, this is your first time playing against an organized opponent. What have you liked so far from your team?
I really liked the energy coming out early. I thought the Maryland kids did a great job of really possessing the ball in that second quarter, which we really need to see. The rules internationally are so different from college or the MLL, where the MLL they play with a 60-second shot clock, or in college, you can have a 30-second, if they want to put the timer on. And so they had really long possessions, and that was great because in the international game, you have to defend for long sequences of a time. And so I thought they gave us a great look in that quarter.
You guys are up 7-4, but what are you looking to build upon in the second half?
Continuing to play right, continuing offensively to recognize when it's time to play fast and when it's time to slow down and then get organized and play together. Defensively, let's slide a little bit quicker when we have a short stick defender on the Dodger, and let's just recognize a few more game situations.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Coach Danowski. As at the half, Team USA on top 7-4 over Maryland. We'll come back with more from Turney Field and the Fall Classic.
Why do we do what we do?
Well, we believe that participation in lacrosse positively influences lives.
We believe lacrosse should be open to all kids that want to play.
We believe in a future that offers everyone the opportunity to participate.
U.S. Lacrosse is a nonprofit organization that provides resources to fuel the sport's growth and development.
Support our efforts at uslacrosse.org.
Okay. Welcome back to Turney Field here at the USA Fall Classic. Scott Jackson, Matt DeSilva at the half. Team USA leads Maryland by the score of 7-4. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. There was a lot of them here in a eventful first half, Matt.
Yeah, U.S. came out firing in the first quarter. Fennell just misses behind the back there. Both goalies holding their ground early. Galloway for the U.S., Morris for Maryland. But then the U.S. started hitting its stride and started with this goal from Haas. Stepping off his back foot and tucking it into that top left corner. Very difficult shot. Galloway with another save here, this time on Bernhardt. And the U.S. fed off of that. They got extra possessions off the faceoff, some of those saves. Ball is so dangerous in Rob Fennell's stick as he's able to protect and finish over Morris' shoulder. And then you saw a lot of action from Rabel initiating and finding different players or creating his own shot as he does there.
Then here was Connor Kelly with a big goal for Maryland that got them on the board for the first time. And then we saw Maryland, after Team USA got a goal here, kind of settle down in that second half.
Yeah, and that Kelly goal was that's like the first cut.
Yeah.
You know, they were able to strike blood there, and they kind of seemed more comfortable on offense after the fact.
Yeah, that was a beautiful tic-tac-toe goal from Team USA that we just saw there. And there's another goal there from Joe Walters.
That one was actually just
that was a miss
the
from
goal
Walters
there, setting up this Maryland possession. You see Rotans. Rotans from the right side, able to stick it. Rotans almost got another one, but that was Galloway ranging to his left. Morris matching Galloway save for save there in the second quarter, keeping the Terps in it. They got within 3. They got within 2, I'm sorry, within 6-4.
There was Dubik there with the goal.
Yeah. And that was from the first quarter. That was Bubba Fairman. I'm sorry, from earlier in the second quarter with the feed.
This was a great goal from Team USA, and it was incredible body control.
Yeah, and a lot of contact absorbed there. Wolf's able to finish it. And here's Wolf again, this time taking the feed from Danowski, doing work off ball as well.
And that's where we are at the half, with Team USA leading Maryland by the score of 7-4. We'll continue with our halftime shortly here. Actually, I take that back. We have a special guest here up in the booth with us, and I know somebody you know well because you work with her every day.
Yeah, we're joined by Melissa Coyne, the director of the National Team Development Program here at US Lacrosse. And big announcement yesterday with the unveiling of this new program for the neophytes at home. Tell us what it's about.
Well, similar to other governing bodies, U.S. Soccer, ice hockey, basketball, pretty much every sport has come up with a development program to sort of lead players into their national team program. We've decided to take on that challenge here with lacrosse, and our goal is to get to a point where we're populating our national teams with pools of players that we've trained over the course of several years.
Yeah, you mentioned up until now, it's been like a tryout every 4 years and pick the best all-star team, trying to develop a little bit of a pipeline, but also good experience for a lot of kids around the country to get training and coaching from the best in the world.
Absolutely. We'll have sort of 2 phases to this program. We'll roll out player experience camps, which will be open to everybody who wants to attend, sort of give them a taste of what it's like to train with Team USA. And then the following summer in 2019, this is where we'll start our pipeline program. We'll select high school players, put them into a program, train them the way we want to be trained. So just like you said, when it's time to select teams, we're selecting from pools of players that we've trained as opposed to just a random tryout.
How much does the potential for lacrosse in the Olympics play into this, aligning with what other sports do with high performance and the like?
We always want to be prepared. These things from the different governing bodies that I visited and talked to are nice enough to open their doors. This is a long process. Some of them have been in it 10, 12 years and are just sort of getting to the point where they feel really comfortable with their program. So now seems like a good time to do it. We've got a 28 Olympics in the U.S. If we were to be asked to join as an exhibition or even as a first-year sport, we want to be prepared with those players and know that we have a system to get them there.
Well, definitely an exciting time for the sport and for U.S. lacrosse.
For sure. We're looking forward to it.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you.
Melissa, thanks for coming by. Well, a lot of great things going on with lacrosse, and one of them is some of the things that lacrosse is doing in the communities.
Cleveland is on the rise. Like much of urban America over the past 5 decades, it has struggled. But a tight-knit band of diverse, hardworking communities have bonded together to collectively grow and invest in a brighter future. Residents and institutions are deeply committed to improving the life and health of the community. It's because of this dedication that U.S. Lacrosse has chosen Ohio City as the national pilot for the Lacrosse Communities Project.
Thank you very, very much for being here at Urban Community School and for the launch of the Lacrosse Communities Project here in Cleveland.
You know, I found that whenever we give young people choices and whenever we expose them to alternatives, they always do better and they generally make the right decision.
Our primary goal is not to identify and nurture the most gifted athletes, but rather to positively impact every child exposed to the sport. A positive lacrosse experience can change the trajectory of a child's life, and through the Lacrosse Communities Project, we're committed to working with invested community partners throughout the country to do just that.
We are here today because of the unique opportunity to bring lacrosse into the city. This is an asset that is going to be able to be used to help broaden one of the best schools in our neighborhood, as well as serve the broader community, which is really important.
I think it's the next logical step for the growth of the game. Really, you've got an untapped resource with thousands and thousands of kids, and we want to give the opportunity to those kids to experience lifelong friends, opportunities that are priceless.
This becomes the place where the rock hits the pond, from which the sport ripples out through Cleveland, giving the next generation of youth the opportunity to embrace America's first sport.
Welcome back, USA Fall Classic. Team USA at the half 7-4 over Maryland. And as we look at the Division I lacrosse most wins list, and hey, there's John Danowski, the head coach at Duke, and also, of course, the U.S. national coach.
Yeah, and he's extremely humble about his position on this list, saying it's a matter of longevity. He's been around a while, going back to his Hofstra days, but one of the most respected minds in the game, one of the most gentlemanly people you'll ever meet in the game, and certainly great to see him enjoy that kind of success.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun visiting with this week and gave us time even before the game tonight, as did Coach Tillman. Two real gentlemen and great ambassadors to the sport, and obviously very successful coaches as well. Well, we'll come back with what should be a really good second half if it's anything like the first half. Team USA leads Maryland by the score of 7-4.
Why do we do what we do?
Well, we believe that participation in lacrosse positively influences lives.
We believe lacrosse should be open to all kids that want to play.
We believe in a future that offers everyone the opportunity to participate.
U.S. Lacrosse is a nonprofit organization that provides resources to fuel the sport's growth and development.
Support our efforts at uslacrosse.org.
Today's Fall Classic is being played with The Pearl by Guardian. To shop The Pearl, visit Guardian pearl.com, the Pearl by Guardian, official ball of Team USA. It has been a really good first half of lacrosse so far. Scott Jackson, as we are back here with Matt DeSilva as well. And Matt, we've thought going into this thing that you were going to see a lot of lacrosse talent, and I think we've obviously seen that and then some here in this first half.
Certainly, if you thought you were going to get a blowout, that's not the case tonight. Maryland really has brought its A game, and we expected that. They want to give Team USA as much competition as possible. Coach Tillman takes this to heart. He wants this U.S. team to regain the gold medal next summer in Israel, and he's giving them good preparation tonight.
Yeah, they've given them good looks. Both teams, it's been a clean game. It's been a lot of excitement, a lot of opportunities for both teams. Hey, the goaltenders have stood up well when they've needed to as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they rotate anybody new in the goal tonight in the second half, or if Maryland just sticks with Morris. It looks like Morris is coming out here for the second half. U.S. likely going to see maybe Jack Kelly here.
Yeah, and again, Team USA, it's a pretty fluid situation tonight with what they're doing with the lines. We'll see if they change it up at all. But, the first half was pretty consistent groups that we saw. Maybe now the guys that we didn't see so much of in the first half or at all, we'll get out there in the second half. And as you said, we're definitely seeing for Team USA that Jack Kelly is taking over in goal as he's taking his spot. And we're getting ready for the start of the second half.
All in all, a nice first half for Galloway. Maryland could be even closer if it were not for some of those saves he was able to make.
Gorelian with the face-off for Team USA, and it's going to be a Maryland possession after they sort everything out. Nope, make that Team USA. The referee pointed the wrong direction. It's an exhibition for the refs, too.
Certainly. Again, not used to officiating with these rules either. U.S. Lacrosse will send its own contingent of referees to Israel, as will Canada and some of the other countries from around the world, and they're all trying to adapt at the same time.
Well, Rabel is still out there, and also you're seeing Ratant's still out there. So there is not Ratant's. It was Maryland Parnell out there as well. So there's still a lot of the regulars we saw in the first half from Team USA playing on attack right now.
Yeah, the U.S., even though there's 48 players on the training team, they're only rolling with 24 tonight. So a lot of guys will see plenty of action.
Rabel with a shot, but save there. Morris was not fooled. Good save from the Terps netminder, who was, again, the guy who was there last year. He's a senior this year. He was their goaltender of the national championship team, a 16-3 season, 200 saves. He really gives Maryland stability in the back end.
Yeah, and he's played really well tonight. Product at Dallas. You've seen these players coming from all over the country now, these great players from Dallas and Florida and Utah on this Terps team.
Yeah, it's not just a Northeast sport anymore.
Certainly not.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's impressive. We've seen guys from Utah, San Diego. I mean, it was all over the country, as you said. And, of course, Morris from Texas. Florida's represented. Maryland trying to pick up where they left off in a really good second quarter of offense.
And you're seeing Maryland's strengths come out in this game in terms of an experienced defense and a deep midfield that can run with the best in the world.
Yeah, and our Terps have a lot of big shoes to fill from that national title team, but you can see the talent here and the possibilities for what they could have coming up this season. And the Terps with a shot and big save there by Team USA. Loose ball controlled by Maryland. Oh, looked like for a second there they had an empty net opportunity. Shot wide from the Terps, and they will keep possession. Schollenberger just winning that battle to keep possession for Maryland. Maryland tries to get reset here.
You'd like to see DeMayo pull the trigger on that open net.
Yeah, DeMayo looked like he had an opening for sure. The
fans
were moaning a little bit. Fans were moaning. There's DeMayo now. Probing. Good pickup by Bernhardt on a low pass. That's Freeman. We saw show some nice setup skills in the first half. Schollenberger dumped it off. There's Bernhardt. Nice left feet pass. A good look and a goal. Nice feed from Bernhardt to set up that goal for the Terps. So it's a 7-5 ball game. Maryland coming out here with a good start to the second half.
What a play by Bernhardt. See him come. This is Schallenberger at first. And you see Bernhardt run off the pick. Get to 5 and 5. Looks like he's going to shoot. Instead, he looks it off. Passes it right on the crease to DeMeo. Beautiful play.
Really was pretty, but DeMeo there making up for what we thought was an open shot he passed up on earlier. Now Maryland wins the face-off, so the Terps suddenly got a little something going. We're going to get a timeout here from Maryland. So Maryland down a couple goals. John Tibble wants to make sure they get a good possession with winning that face-off. A little pressure on Team USA.
We're talking about the geographic diversity of the sport. DeMeo, all-time leading scorer at Coronado High School out in California.
Well, look at Maryland here. They're alumni and on the U.S. national team here. They've got quite a few. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, and this is just from the blue outfit that's out there tonight. A couple more players beyond that. Really, this shows you why Maryland has been so good for so long. They might have won their first championship in a while, but they had been to 5 national championship games under John Tillman, 7 Final Fours. I mean, they're a perennial contender, and they're churning out top-notch talent every single year.
Yeah, and they've, as you said, well represented here, and it also is helpful because the facility's not that far from College Park, so it's kind of convenient, too, for them to come up here and train with Team USA when they need to, which is always nice as well. So Terps are doing some real good things right now in lacrosse. U.S. men's national team trains and plays using best-class products thanks to Nike for supplying Team USA's apparel and footwear for today's Fall Classic. To shop official Team USA apparel, visit usalacrosse.org. Nike is the official apparel and footwear supplier of Team USA.
Kind of a Maryland alumni game here again. They just had their alumni game last weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
a lot of those guys in action tonight.
By the way, Coach Tillman was talking about an alumni game, and we were talking about so many things. I really wanted to go back and find out how competitive those games must be. I mean, because a lot of those guys are still playing competitively or coaching. So those games must be it's a high-level game. It's not your typical alumni game, I don't think.
It's no one trotting out old guys with short shorts and long socks.
No,
I mean,
there's no guts.
These guys are still at the top of their game, and they'll take every opportunity to show their alma mater that they still got it.
All right, Maryland, see what they do coming out of timeout here on offense. Terps making things interesting for Team USA here.
And you're getting a good look at what Maryland's offense will look like when Jared Bernhardt has the keys.
Yeah, you could hear Coach Tillman probably on the mics there yelling at Jared to move the ball and change fields, which he did. Oh, shot a little wide by Maryland, but they'll retain possession. Good hustle by Bernhardt, who's been extremely active tonight.
And that was Dubik on the shot. So he's getting an extended run here with the first attack unit after 2 years predominantly being an extra man specialist.
He's been impressive, hasn't he? I mean, you mentioned that he was the extra man specialist, reading about him before the game, and then seeing him tonight playing, at even strength, he's been terrific.
Yeah, he's definitely stepped up to the moment.
Hear a lot of chatter out there, Team USA trying to communicate on the defensive end, not to leave anybody open. Comes Kelly probing. Team USA a little firmly fire collision there between a couple defenders.
This is good for the U.S. to get challenged like this, to be shown that they're not invincible. Coming out and blowing out, a half-man Denver team last year. That was all well and good, but they need to be contested. They need to find some adversity. They're getting it here tonight.
Big save there by Jack Kelly as Connor Kelly was on the doorstep, but the other Kelly, Jack, denies him.
A lot of people forget with that 2010 U.S. team that won the gold medal in Manchester, they actually lost to Duke in January of that year. Lost to a college team, and everyone was like, what's wrong with USA? That served to be a real rallying call for that group.
Yeah, I mean, you put these exhibitions out here to learn some things about players, learn about personnel. They're not, you're not gaining anything by blowing teams out. So I'm with you. I think the competition, Coach Domowski is going to take a lot more out of this tonight than he would if they would have, rolled some team, that, as you said, was undermanned. So this is a really good experience for Coach Domowski's squad tonight. They still got some tough personnel decisions to make, as we discussed earlier, too. Shot. Oh, and a just gets under. Morse. So Team USA with their 8th goal of the evening. Morse kind of looked stunned at it at first. I thought he had it. And I think he did, too. Another look at it.
Yeah, you see Schreiber with the look-away pass. Beautiful pass. Danowski in one fell swoop with the shot. Morris did get a piece of it, just trickles behind him. And the U.S. has a 3-goal cushion.
That was a great look. That was a really good no-look pass, as you mentioned, to set that goal up. And Baptiste back out there winning in the circle for Team USA.
Some of the chatter you heard during U.S. tryouts with Schreiber in particular was they're not ready for his passes sometimes. He puts some zing on them, and he throws them to unexpected places, but you know what? It's right on your stick. And you saw a little bit of that there with Danowski able to finish.
Yeah, he really painted the zone there. That was a beautiful no-look pass. And Morris did a good job to get his stick down on it, but just not quite enough of it to get the stop. So Team USA now back to that 3-goal cushion once again. Wow. That was Matt Danowski, the one-timer, to make it a 9-5 game for Team USA.
Yeah, Maryland's defense out of position here. Drew Snyder finds Danowski up top.
Well, he could really wind up on that one. Way too much time and space.
Good job using the turf with the bounce shot.
That was pretty, and that's 2 straight for Matt Danowski, and that time had all kinds of time to get prepared for that one. Baptiste with a rare loss on the faceoff there. So Maryland's Bonaparte wins it, but then they turn it over. Whew. You ever want to see the long stick score?
All 3 long sticks out here tonight can score, though. That was Michael Earhart, former Maryland player. We've seen a lot of Joel White and Kyle Hartzell. These guys can stick it, especially in those dangerous restart/transition opportunities.
Yeah, a little breakdown by Maryland, but see if they can get settled down now. There's some conversations being had on the defensive end right now. So the offense is trying to get set up here. Schoenberger's been active tonight and done some good things for Maryland on the offensive end too.
Yeah, he's another one of those players they're looking to step up, fill this void on the attack.
Yep. Unforced error there from the Terps. Team USA will take over now with possession, and as we continue to see a lot of personnel groups come in and out for both of these teams. Of course, there's a lot of good options for both of these teams too. It's not like there's a big downgrade when you're making substitutions.
No, not at all, especially on the U.S. side. Now I wonder here if they're going to try to possess a little bit, just to see what they have up their sleeve when it comes to the possession game and not necessarily going to goal.
Yeah, Coach talked about that. Coach Danowski talked about the the stall. Try to do that a little bit. Also. He also wants to see a lot from his motion offense, guys spacing well and moving. Not all these guys have had a lot of experiences together.
Here you go, and they'll reset here. Some slick stick work on that particular possession, and you saw Pinnell racing for that ground ball. He does it all.
Yeah, the stick work at this level with these guys is incredible. As you talked about so many times tonight, to be able to keep possession in tight spots, it's been very impressive the way they move the ball and just make it look so easy out there. As I say that, of course, they turn it over. It's like talking during a no-hitter.
That's not a bad look, though.
No, it wasn't
not a bad
look
look there from Danowski. Looked like he had Haas inside or Schreiber. I couldn't quite see on that one, but there was some good movement. And that was just about an inch off from being a slam dunk.
See if Maryland kind of get it back together. They had a couple bad possessions here on the offensive end. Last couple times, last time an unforced turnover down here. Now you can hear the wind picking up as it comes across the field. Now it does look like it might be a little lower on the field with the players.
Yeah, it doesn't affect as much in terms of their skill. Sometimes it's how much you can hear. Those helmets, it'll kind of whistle.
Yeah.
It'll whistle in your ear and make it difficult to communicate, especially on defense.
There's Bernhardt probing. Oop, slips, gets his footing back.
See Liam Burns guarding Bernhardt there, and he really had an impressive showing in the blue-white scrimmage. Just all over the place, disrupting, and that's what he does best. One of 3 Marquette players on this U.S. training team.
There's Bernhardt with a shot. One-timer goal. Terps back on the board. 9-6 game now. 7:04 to go in the third quarter. Bernhardt's had himself a night.
Yeah, he really showed up to play. And this is simple miscommunication on the U.S. defense, leaving Maryland's most dangerous player unguarded up top. Nice, clean overhand release.
Well, he's so versatile, as we've talked about. He can play, as a mid, he can play as an attack, and they're moving him around and doing a lot of things with him. And it seems like he's involved with every offensive possession that Maryland, at least the good ones Maryland's had, he's been involved in it one way or another.
Certainly had quite a night, and I'm anticipating he'll have quite a spring, really coming into his own as a sophomore.
Paul Rabel back out for Team USA.
See much crisper ball movement by the U.S. here in this third quarter.
Here's Rabel looking for a shot, drops it back off. Good defense by Maryland, very physical on the ball. See if they can come up with a loose ball. Terps look like they have possessed it. Yes, they have. You hear the Maryland faithful cheering their team on. A lot of Terps fans at this game.
Look out.
Uh-oh. Suddenly getting a little physical out here. We got a flag. We got a penalty off the ball over here. We'll see what the call is from the official here in a moment. He's back here by almost by midfield where I saw the official throw the flag.
Never going to be pretty if the penalty's coming off the ball, on the ball.
They're calling it's just an offside, actually.
Okay.
With all that contact, all we got was an offside penalty. But hey, let him play.
Great.
It was clean. It was clean physical play.
Great ride by the U.S. there. There's just a little bit of a miscommunication with Crotty darting all the way down to the defensive end, and he was absolutely relentless. They just didn't have the man on the opposite side of the field they had too many numbers, and so they'll be man down here.
So Team USA a man down. See what Maryland can do with it. Terps working it around. Connor Kelly at the top point there. So Ratance. Good look from the Terps, and Bernhardt again. That's his third. Terps now make it a 2-goal game once again, 9-7. So they didn't waste any time. The man advantage.
This is the duo that will do the damage for Maryland. Rotan's up top. This time it's Rotan's with the pretty look away.
Number 10, Jared Bernhardt.
And Bernhardt down low.
Oh,
quite
great.
the presence. Fakes high, finishes low for the extra man goal. Back to a 2-0 game.
Terrific play. And now Maryland wins the draw. Oh. That was not what Henningsen wanted to do there. But the Terps do maintain possession.
He's going to hear it from his teammates. Coach Tillman congratulating him for being aggressive. His teammates will probably say that wasn't the prettiest shot, but
You see it so many times, guys win face-offs and come down and shoot those, when they get the wind up and they score doing that. But that time, obviously, Henningsen lost control of it on the shot. But Maryland maintains possession. Suddenly, again, really inspired here after a little bit of a slow start to this quarter. They've come out, brought it back to a 2-goal game.
And to Henningsen's credit, he had the backup. So go for it.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
Yeah, like I said, you see it so often now in lacrosse. They get it clean to come out, and they make those shots all the time. And I'm sure he's made it a bunch of times himself. Just didn't quite work out that time. Bernhardt once again. He's the guy that Team USA really needs to pay attention to. He's got 3 of the Maryland 7 goals tonight.
You see U.S. defense really extending, particularly on Bernhardt now and Connor Kelly, trying to deny those guys the ball.
The Connor Kelly suddenly has been kind of the guy who's been quieted down a little bit by Team USA here ever since that second quarter. But as you said, Bernhardt's picked up the slack for them. And DeMayo's done some good things here off in the offensive zone as well in this quarter.
Yeah, and Rotan's, he's been another big player for them tonight.
There's Kelly probing. Oh, what a move.
Nice possession here from Maryland. Here they are doing a little bit of that, a little bit of that stall tactic, seeing how the U.S. might respond.
And these Maryland players got a lot of pride. They'd probably like to win this game. But, you're also being told by your coach, why you've been invited here, which is also to do what Team USA needs you to do to give them the good look and give them credit for having the discipline to execute that game plan for them.
And it works both ways. One way in which Canada has defeated the U.S. is by milking these longer possessions.
I asked for Connor Kelly, and there he was, 9-8. What a shot from the point from Connor Kelly.
Our assistant goal for number 1, Connor Kelly, his second goal of the game.
And he's got a defender draped all over him and still manages to find his left hand and shoot through all that traffic and score. Impressive.
The way he gets space with that quick cut, that turnaround little spin move he has, he's done it all night, he's as they like to say, broken a few guys' ankles, to use a basketball term out here. Tonight. Impressive. Maryland with another win in the face-off circle. Suddenly that's becoming a strength for the Terps. So Henningsen picked up a couple big wins here in a 1-goal game with just 4 seconds left in the quarter. See the Terps get a shot off, and they do. Oh, just wide. And we're going to go to the fourth quarter with a tight game. Team USA 9, Maryland 8. We'll be back for what should be an exciting fourth quarter here from Turney Field. It's the USA Fall Classic.
Why do we do what we do?
Well, we believe that participation in lacrosse positively influences lives.
We believe lacrosse should be open to all kids that want to play.
We believe in a future that offers everyone the opportunity to participate.
US Lacrosse is a nonprofit organization that provides resources to fuel the sport's growth and development.
Support our efforts at uslacrosse.org.
Welcome back, USA Fall Classic, and what a game it has been so far. Scott Jackson, Matt DeSilva, 9-8, Team USA on top of Maryland, Matt, and this game has been all you could ask for, and of course, Team USA and Canada have had some pretty awesome games over the last 20 years.
Yeah, U.S. dominated for the longest time in this series, but you really go back to that 1998 final, that epic final, huge comeback by Team Canada to send it to overtime. U.S. escapes. But ever since then, it's pretty much been neck and neck.
Yeah, and you could suspect they may be seeing in the summer at some point, if all goes according to plan.
I'd say it's a fairly safe bet.
There's a shot from Rabel. Big save by Dan Morris back there in the third quarter. Here's some Maryland offense.
And things got a little chippy here in the third quarter. Maryland started hitting its stride, flexing its muscles.
Yeah, it's an exhibition, but there's some guys with a lot of pride out there right now. They're competing.
That was a fantastic play by Bernhardt, coming off the screen, getting top side, look away feed to DeMaio. And that really got them going.
Yeah, there's a lot of Terps offense in this third quarter, by far their best quarter. Really, you could say since the first quarter, Maryland has kind of dictated a lot of the action for the second and third quarter. There's some Team USA's goal there. And, of course, that was Danowski.
Yeah, back-to-back goals by Danowski. Put the U.S. up 9-5. But it was all Maryland from there. They were winning faceoffs. They were possessing the ball, which is the bugaboo for this U.S. team, is against teams that are that patient and milking those longer possessions.
We're watching some of the physical chippiness you were talking about there towards the end of the third quarter. And then here's some Maryland offense.
Yeah, this time Rotans with the look away, and it's Bernhardt with the finish down low. And then the last minute here, Connor Kelly getting his hands free, bringing the Terps within one. 9-8.
Back to live action where Team USA was a well-contested face-off, but eventually controlled by Team USA, who's now on the attack here offensively. Maryland, by the way, we should point out, too, has a new goalie in. Cameron Brosh is now the new goalie for Maryland, number 30. So Dan Morris's night appears to be over. So the junior Brosh from Street, Maryland is in the game.
Brosh, a Siena transfer. And you got to give your backup a look in this game, even though you've pulled within one. Understanding this is fall ball. Valuable experience.
What a save. Well done. And he can come in right away, make a save on Paul Rabel.
Man, Brosh just picks up where Morris left off.
Yeah.
How about that?
This is Paul Rabel. No problem. Good positioning. Really didn't have to move very far.
Yeah, stick side high. Not the best shot placement there from Rabel. And now look for Maryland again. They're going to try to sit on this ball. That worked toward the end of the third quarter. See how the U.S. responds.
A lot of the same people in on the Maryland offensive end, though. There's Bubba Fairman. Bubba Fairman's going to take it himself. Shot. And we're going to get a flag. I don't know if they're going to call him in the crease or say he was pushed. Yeah, it looks like in the crease. We'll wait for the official call. Now they're saying, I think the referees aren't sure either. Was he pushed in the crease or did he go in the crease? Sure looked like he was pushed, maybe even hit in the head.
Ever the question there, but I think they're going to ding the U.S. for a push from behind with possession.
A little discussion. Yeah.
USA holding, 30-second foul.
You're going to call it a holding.
Might have been on that wrap check. Looked like DiNapoli from behind. One hand on the stick, getting called for the hold rather than the push.
All right, so Maryland, 30 seconds here of an advantage. See what they can muster up offensively, try to tie this game. Kelly swinging it around. Bernhardt. Back to Bernhardt. It's Kelly up top. Yep. Comes the release. The man's back in, so we're back to full strength. So Maryland didn't even get a shot out of that 30-second advantage. Well done by the Team USA defense. It's Ratance probing on the wing, number 7. Once again, Connor Kelly. Leading goal scorer on this Maryland National Championship team last season. Takes it through, shot wide, but Maryland will maintain possession. Kelly did a nice job to get free. Didn't really get a good look at the goal, though.
Yeah, and this is, again, for Team USA, this is their worst nightmare. A team that's going to hold on to the ball and costly penalties. Maryland trying to work off the picks up top now.
Oh, we're going to get a penalty. So Maryland right now still going to keep possession here because Team USA is going to go down a man once again. Wait for the official call. Looked like a slash. Yeah, 1 minute. I think
Team USA slashing, 1 minute foul.
1 minute foul, and I believe that's on Hartzell. Kyle Hartzell they got. That couldn't have been Hartzell because he's going back out there.
Yeah, it looks like Understein. Kevin
yeah,
Understein
15.
in the box, and the body language right now on the U.S. sideline, very, very subdued for a team that has so much charisma. Certainly not loving the way they're playing so far.
Connor Kelly with a shot wide, but Bernhardt's there to keep possession for the Terps. So Maryland trying to get it, take the opportunity here to even this game up. 9-8 right now, Team USA, with the Terps with the man advantage. Oh, hate to see Maryland turn it over like that. Just a errant pass. Now Team USA.
Turnover in a fairly crucial spot there for the Terps.
Yeah,
a break for the U.S.
Huge break for the U.S. there. This looked like the pass was a little high. Rotans couldn't get to it or wasn't prepared for it to come into that angle. Team USA in the offensive end. Been a while since we've seen them down here.
Yeah, and let's see what they do. Do they possess? Are they able to demonstrate patience after playing a lot of defense? Like to see the D get a rest. Like to see everyone get a touch on this possession.
You know, you'd think Team USA, you know, they'd really be motivated to try to test Cameron Brosh. I mean, they only took a one-timer on him last time down. They didn't really have to make him move very much. The new goalie in for Maryland.
Yeah, and those one-and-done possessions, those are just killer, especially when you're playing by the international rules. See, here we're getting a good, nice, long, extended look at Brosh.
Yeah, I mean, as you see, hasn't had to move a whole lot so far. Here we go. Good.
Different goalies have different styles. A lot like to be very active in the goal, hitting the pipes, yelling at their defensemen. They just like to hold their ground and spring to motion when they need.
Oh, the post was his friend there. Maryland's going to get the loose ball. Good grounder. Terps with possession going towards the offensive end. Big pickup there from 39, Ryder Moore, excuse me. That's Jim Mora Jr.'s son, Ryder Mora, of course, the UCLA coach. They have a bye week this week. The Bruins, I understand his father may have made the trip.
Beautiful around-the-world attempt there by Holman. Just pings off the pipe. That's how quickly the U.S. can strike. However, here we are with Maryland, potentially with another extended possession. This is a good look for this U.S. team if they're preparing for what they might see next summer.
Yeah. Give the Terps credit. They've shown a lot of patience with this as well. And again, they're running in a lot of different personnel groups now. It's not all the same characters we've seen throughout the night. It's Jack Wilson, number 20, out there now.
And this is, again, that second midfield line. Wilson, DeMillo, Mincer. Those guys have been together now. And this is what you want out of your second midfield line. You want them to give you long, extended possessions. Time for your regulars to get a break,
but
although we see the turnover there.
Yeah, another unforced turnover, 2 straight possessions. Maryland's done that. Kind of self-inflicted wounds here from the Terps offense these last couple times down.
Please report to the front desk at once. Gabriel Sedora.
The
something that belongs to you.
Team USA offense now tries to get organized with a 1-goal lead. About 12 minutes, less than 12 minutes now left in this game. One-timer from Rabel off the crossbar. And hits the USA, one of the USA coaches in the head almost. Good reflexes there from the coach.
Well, Seth Tierney was coaching at Hofstra, at Hopkins, I'm sorry, when Rabel was there, so I'm sure he's seen a
used
few
to that,
of those.
Right? Thomas O'Connell took it back in. Another shot from Team USA goes wide. Will Snyder missed out. Or excuse me, that was Marcus Holman for Team USA. Brosh, tell you what, he's living right. Cameron Brosh with some fortune here.
Here comes the chippiness again. Maryland is not backing down in
they're
any
not.
of these ground ball battles.
No, they're not.
And that was Holman again. Streaking inside. He's gotten a couple of good looks, just hasn't been able to finish.
It's Danowski and Wolf back there behind the goal for the Team USA. It's like they're trying to get a screen set. And he doesn't take it. Goes the other way. And Rabel is going to take a shot. Hits the left side of the crossbar. Or the post, I should say. Left post this time for Rabel. He's hit crossbar, the post.
Brosh might have gotten in the way of that one as well. He is staring down some very difficult shots right now.
Let's go down the field, and Alex has got something for us.
Thanks, guys. Goalie Cameron Brosh is just taking absolute fire down here. The junior transfer out of Siena has taken a couple shots that hit the post and one that actually hit his face. I mean, going up against Team USA and taking that heart of the offense is no easy task, and Cameron Brosh doing a pretty good job so far. He's got one save over the last couple of minutes, but again, shot after shot, it's either hit post, or hit his face mask. He's got a pretty good career at Maryland so far. He's appeared in 6 games and actually made 2 saves so far in his career, and when starter Dan Morris moves on, he'll most likely be the starter. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, great stuff, Alex. Thanks. Learning more about Cameron Brosh, who's been under fire here this period. The U.S. men's national team trains and plays using the best-in-class products, thanks to Warrior and STX for supplying Team USA's equipment for today's Fall Classic. Warrior and STX are official equipment suppliers of Team USA. Well, I'll tell you what, Matt Silva, we thought we would see some exciting action here, and who knew that the backup goaltender for the Maryland Terrapins was going to be the guy who was going to steal the show here in this fourth quarter, I should say.
That was the around-the-world attempt by Holman just off the pipe. You see him put his head up in frustration. Brosh helping himself as well, though. There's another one off the pipe. The goalie's best friend. You mentioned that he doesn't move that much in the goal, though.
No,
so
he's really standing his ground. He's got good positioning, clearly, so far, but he's also, as you said, had some help from the post so far in there. But he doesn't give you, it'd be interesting to see if we had like a helmet cam and Paul Rabel to see what he's seeing, because obviously not finding the corners against him so far.
And again, you're just getting a sense of that reload mentality Maryland has, especially in goal.
Yeah.
They have not had questions there in quite some time. Brosh giving them a look here that shows they might be okay when Morris graduates as well.
Yeah, he's been impressive. From Street, Maryland, North Hartford. See if Team USA gets another. They're going to try to. They keep trying to test him from the outside. They may need to try to get some action up front. Move a little closer.
Yeah, and there you see they've been dodging a lot from up top. You might see a little bit more wing dodges here.
Yeah, and Team USA also may be looking to hold the ball a little bit, because this is one of the things they talked about that they need to work on themselves.
Yeah, it's kind of turning off that switch in their brain that has the 60-second shot clock.
There you go. Big save again from the kid, Brosh. Cameron Brosh. Been really good in relief of Dan Morris here today for Maryland. And the Terps to the other end, just like that, have tied the game. Wow. 9-all. What a fourth quarter for Maryland.
Nick Brzezowski.
The long stick was just throwing it in.
Looks like he was trying to actually make a feed on the goal.
Yeah. I don't even.
Tossed it low.
Yeah.
And just totally lost Jack Kelly.
Maryland suddenly, I mean, boy, between the post, the pipe, all the breaks they've had in the defensive end, then on the offensive end, you get a goal like that. And I think you're right. I think he was trying to feed it. I don't think that was a shot, but, hey, they'll take it.
You see a little chuckle there from JoJo Marasco, who we'll see in action tomorrow. Just sometimes you just got to shrug your shoulders. But
and Maryland wins. Oh, no, they don't. Excuse me. Team USA takes possession. Maryland had been with a nice little run on the faceoffs after struggling early in this game. They've certainly evened things up as we moved along here, but that time Team USA comes out of it with the possession. And in a tough, hard-fought game here down, Maryland was down for much of it. Now it's tied things up with about 8 minutes the clock moving to go.
One of our keys to the game was to see how Maryland would respond to adversity. Didn't think we'd see the U.S. responding to such adversity.
Here goes Paul Rabel, lowers his head, starting to probe, dumps it back out. High feed. It's going to go Maryland's way. That is definitely not a shot. Turnover from Team USA. So a bad possession coming out after that goal from Team USA on offense. Now Maryland with a chance to have their first lead of this match. USA Fall Classic. Of course, tomorrow Team USA will be back here again, taking on Towson.
If I'm Maryland, I'm trying to possess here again, looking for a 2-3 minute possession. Got a chance to go ahead.
Yeah, and again, that's one of the looks that Team USA wants to have to play and practice against, so that would be beneficial to both sides.
Probably didn't anticipate that it would be an actual tie game.
Right. They probably didn't think it would be right. It would be this close. But, hey, Maryland's, again, a lot of talent. They've really got their – since the first quarter when they were knocked back a little bit, I think they've really been the better team.
Yeah, and I go back to that first goal by Connor Kelly, and it's the sense is, hey, we got some studs too. We can bring it, and they certainly have.
Very impressive from the Terps, defending national champs. And again, it's not the team that won the championship. Obviously, a lot of new faces. Still some important pieces, though, from that team. Maryland trying to be patient here. Oh, loose ball, see. We got a whistle, and it's going to be Team USA with the possession.
They had just called to keep it in. Although there is no shot clock, there is the keep it in stall warning where the team's got to keep it in the box. No clock thereafter, no countdown or anything like that. But with that ball coming out of the box, heads over to the U.S. side.
It's got to take some getting used to, I'm sure, for these players who've played a certain way for so long, as you say, and then to have these international rules kind of thrown at them, especially for the college kids. But overall, it's been a pretty clean game, all things considered.
I thought the refs were a little quick to apply the stall warning there to keep it in. You won't see them be as quick to do so next summer in Israel. I mean, you saw what happened in the last U.S.-Canada game, and it was 3, 4, 5 minutes in before any pressure was applied from either the officials or the defense.
Team USA with the turnover. Let's go down and talk to see what Alex Littlehales, our sideline reporter, has. Alex?
Thanks, guys. That last goal coming off Nick Brzezowski, number 24, the long stick midfielder, and it might seem kind of random, but Maryland actually loves using their long poles in the season. All the long poles last year combined for 12 goals, which is pretty particular for men's lacrosse. Nick Brzezowski netting 3 of his own, and the long poles really became a part of the offense instead of just an afterthought. So with an attack that graduated entirely between Rambo, Heacock, and Maltz, maybe we'll see more long pole goals this year from Maryland. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Alex. Talking about the long poles and the offensive ability of the long poles for this Maryland team. Loose ball here. Terps get it. Oh, they're going to get a hold of Maryland, so Team USA will take possession.
Loose ball hold on Maryland.
Matt Rambo, that's a lot of production to replace. Maryland's all-time leading goal scorer, Matt. That's not somebody you just replace overnight.
Not at all, and he's someone who certainly lived up to the hype, came to Maryland as a #1 ranked recruit, ended it as a national champion and a Tewarton Award winner, and still doing some great things in the pro ranks.
A lot of fun to watch him and that team last season, and they're really good the year before as well.
Now let's see how the U.S. responds. The last 2 possessions have ended in turnovers.
About 3.5 to go here. And there's the Team USA goal to take the lead. 10-9. Cameron Brosh, first time has been fooled tonight in this period. in this quarter, I should say. Let's get another look at it.
Rabel dodging down the right side. He's got Drew Snyder, top center.
Every time Rabel starts going north, he brings two people at him. It looks like he's always bringing two defenders, and he does a great job finding the open guy. He just gets so much attention. He opens things up.
Yeah, it seems like this U.S. offense is in a better place when he's thinking more as a feeder than as a finisher. And certainly that was the proof in the pudding there.
And Team USA wins possession out of the face-off, and with 2 minutes 55 seconds and counting, a one-goal lead. See what Team USA does. They kind of go to the stall tactic because, again, this is what they're going to be dealing with in the international tournament this summer. So see how they play it.
Certainly. You think they might try to bring a few shots on goal, if only to get their confidence up in what has been a pretty lackluster second half. However, we'll see if they just kind of try to stall it out here. The refs were quick on Maryland to give them the keep it in. I would expect them to be the same with U.S.
Well, they're going to take a shot there, high and wide, but Team USA keeps possession. And we've got a penalty flag on and a timeout. I don't know if the ref dropped the flag. Somebody's calling offside. One of the refs is signaling offside. Yeah. And we got a timeout for Team USA right now. So we're going to have them get a chance to set up here for some more offense. The U.S. men's national team trains and plays with the very best in first-class products. Thanks to Cascade for supplying Team USA's helmet for today's Fall Classic. To shop Cascade products, go to CascadeLacrosse.com. That's Cascade, the official helmet supplier of Team USA. So what do you expect? 2:17 here, Matt, out of the timeout. Team USA with possession. Maryland going to be down a man for 30 seconds for offside. What do you think they're going to be aggressive, or do you think they're going to try to work some clock here?
I think certainly they'll let this 30-second penalty expire and be content to just work the ball around during that time. That'll bring us down to about 1:47. They're just working on their stall game. The question is, how quickly does Maryland send the double? And start pressing out, I would think pretty soon.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, and I'm sure that's what John Tillman's talking about now. And again, Coach, I'm sure wants to see that too, because you're trying to get all the situations covered with your team in game situations. So Coach Danowski can only work on so much when he has this group together. So you want that to happen in real time here tonight. So you probably want the pressure to see how your team can handle that.
Also a pretty important opportunity for a lot of these U.S. guys that are still trying to make an impression. Plenty of Team USA presence inside the U.S. Lacrosse headquarters we're getting a look at here. One of the things is you talk to these coaches and these players, they feel grateful to finally have a home. Often Team USA was just a traveling road show. Having this national training center and facility, being able to host these types of events and evaluate their players also in one central location has really been a benefit.
Yeah, it's got to be. And then the museum that we just saw the pictures of are great. The field is tremendous here. Turney Field that we've been talking about tonight. It's been a great atmosphere for lacrosse. See these fans filling in on the stadium side, and then you got them over in the grass area. It's really easy to get close to the action here with tremendous access.
With the museum and the locker rooms and some of the inscriptions and some of the displays you see here, you really get a sense of a sport that's steeped in tradition and history, and these guys are just trying to carry that forward.
Yeah, we'll see now with 2:17 left. Again, Maryland's going to be down a man for 30 seconds, and Team USA with the one-goal lead, 10-9 here at the USA Fall Classic. Been a really good night of lacrosse so far. Team USA looks like they're content to move it around a little bit. Work some clock, although. No, take a shot. Why not? A little high and wide. Holman with his shot. Good save there by Brosh, who's been really good. Cameron Brosh has come in. Made some big saves this quarter for Maryland.
Pretty feed inside there by Schreiber, connecting with his Ohio Machine teammate Holman. Holman knows to expect that. expect those passes from one of the best passers in the world.
Another shot from Team USA blocked by Maryland. Nobody knows where the ball is except for Schreiber, who feeds it quickly. Wolf's going to hold on to it as they're back to even strength. That's Holman out there on the wing. He's going to let the clock work a little bit. Maryland's really going to have to put the pressure on if they want to get the ball back with the 1 minute mark about to hit.
And there's a stall warning.
Yep.
They'll have to keep it in the box now.
Team USA is moving it around a little bit. The goalie's even out now. I mean, you've got everybody spacing it, trying to sucker them into taking a shot. The pressure's really on, but Team USA is doing a good job.
Nice job by Wolf there to stay inside the restraining line.
So we're down to a minute of action. Maryland's going to need to get possession back, but Team USA content just to bob and weave and keep possession, playing a little keep away right here for Maryland.
And this is everything the U.S. could have asked for in terms of situations they wanted to see tonight as they're preparing for 2018 in Israel.
Yeah, they're going to have to start double teaming the ball if they want to try to get it back. Do a good job there, knocking the player down, but I think they're going to get a timeout. Woo. Just in time by Team USA.
Holman was getting into a little bit of trouble there.
He was.
Well timed.
He was getting a little bit of trouble. Nationwide is the official insurance provider of Team USA. For more information and to shop insurance products that make sense for you, visit nationwide.com. Scott Jackson, Matt DeSilva up here at what has been a tremendous night of USA lacrosse with the USA Classic. Maryland playing very well, giving Team USA, Matt, everything they could have asked for. Coach John Danowski, he wanted certain things from Maryland coming to this game from Coach Tillman's group, and they've given him everything and then some, I think.
Yeah, certainly for the Terps, quite a springboard into the rest of their fall season. We mentioned they're only 2 or 3 weeks in. Here they are standing toe-to-toe with the U.S. national team.
Yeah, it's been impressive to see it. The talent we knew was terrific on Team USA, but you see some of this young talent from Maryland rolling out there is pretty impressive too. Coming off that national championship, they obviously got players in the pipeline that are ready to step up.
No question, and you got to be happy with the veterans they have returning. Connor Kelly, Jared Bernhardt, Tim Rotans, all of them have stepped up tonight. But even some of the younger players, as you mentioned, we've seen a lot of Bubba Fairman, for instance, or even their backup goalie in this fourth quarter, Cameron Brosh, really holding up his end of the bargain.
Yeah, Cameron Brosh has been really impressive here in this fourth quarter. He's faced a lot of opportunities from Team USA and hung in there really nicely for Maryland. They've got to be excited about that.
Oh, and there's 21 seconds left here. And so you look for Maryland to double just right out of the whistle. I think you might see maybe Neufeld out there.
Here comes Maryland. They're still kind of talking it over. We'll be interested to see how they play this coming out of the timeout.
It's actually McElroy and Adler out there for the double team.
Yeah,
Two long poles.
Yeah, they got to try to get it back as soon as can, but good job by Wolf to outrun him.
He's so fast.
He is really quick. We've seen him do some amazing things now. Rabel now with it. Of course, he's not going to back down. He spins off of it, keeps possession. He's going to go through some people. He's going to run it out. Rabel's going to be able to run it out, and that will do it. Terps fight valiantly but lose to Team USA by the final of 10-9. What an exhibition tonight here at the U.S. Fall Classic. If tomorrow's game is anywhere close to this one, fans will be in for a treat.
Yeah, just an amazing showing by the Terps, going toe-to-toe with the U.S. national team. U.S. did what it had to do. It wasn't pretty, but ultimately took it out in the end.
Let's go down to the field and hear from our sideline reporter, Alex Littlehales. Alex?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach John Danowski. Coach, you guys went through a pretty good scoring drought late in that fourth quarter, but you were able to get up 10-9. What was your thought process through that scoring drought?
Well, I thought we moved the ball really well. We hit 2 or 3 pipes, and that's going to happen. fought back.
Okay.
The first time his team faced a little adversity, they fought back. You got to really tip your cap to the Maryland kids and their staff, who did a phenomenal job tonight, and it was a great experience for our team.
What did you learn about your play, not just your players, but your coaching staff here tonight?
We're still, all of us are still getting used to the international rules, which are, there's some subtle changes and subtle differences. But I thought defensively, Coach Ampel and Coach Resch did a great job with our guys. Playing defense, when you haven't played for 5 weeks, playing defense is not easy. It's not like you go home in the backyard and you play one-on-one. Offensively, you can throw the ball around, you can shoot on a cage, but defensively, it's much more difficult.
After getting a pretty good gauge of where your team is right now, how does this game affect tomorrow's performance against Towson?
Well, we got a brand new set of 23 guys, and they got to know that they got to be ready to play because the college kids are prepared. They're organized, they're in great shape, and they're going to keep playing for 80 minutes.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Coach. He's got to be happy with what he saw tonight, and you heard him say, the defensive part of this is not easy, Matt, and we saw it tonight. I mean, it's hard to practice defense against yourself.
No question. And so U.S. facing a little adversity here in the second half. Really, Maryland putting it on. You saw a nice goal by Connor Kelly there to get things going.
Yeah, some more offensive Team USA. Great shot from Danowski. That was one of his 2 goals he scored consecutively. That was the other one.
Man, that was a 4-goal lead for the U.S. at that point. Danowski putting it up 9-5. And Maryland got things going from there, though.
Yeah, they really did. They really dictated play in the fourth quarter for the most part, and and the third quarter for that matter, to get back in this game and even it up.
Yeah, that's Bernhardt coming off the screen behind. We've seen this goal a couple of times, and I think it's probably the best one of the night. And it comes from a Maryland player. Bernhardt finding DeMaio.
Yeah, then here's Rabel's shots that was saved by Brosh, who came off the bench in the fourth quarter, played really good in the goal for Maryland. They know that they got somebody behind Morris that they could trust if they needed to.
Yeah, and that's got to feel good to know in the case that Morris gets hurt or needs a breather, they got someone who's very capable of handling his own behind him.
Some more Brosh highlights there. Here was the strange Maryland goal that tied the game. We weren't sure if it was really a shot or not, but it worked.
Yeah, a little off-speed stuff from Brzezowski from way out.
And there's our game winner right there. Well, and the teams are shaking hands as they go off, and very good display of lacrosse here tonight at the Fall Classic. Good time, Matt. Appreciate it. Working with you was a lot of fun. Thanks to Alex as well for all his work on the sidelines. Our great camera crew and the guys in the truck did a great job tonight. Once again, Scott Jackson, Matt DeSilva saying so long. USA Fall Classic off to a good start. More lacrosse action tomorrow right here as well. Hope you'll be with us. USA beats Maryland 10-9. Have a great night, everybody.